Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday Morning Chat with Knock. I am Knock, your host. This little segment I started a while back where I just kind of ramble a bit, talk about, this and that, no real focused topic, just some of the things I see going on in the community in the game. To those of you who have asked after my health, thank you very much. I am doing much better. The cold and flu season just kind of slammed into me, and man, it has knocked me down. But I'm on the mend. Even my voice is almost back, so I'm doing much better. I've been diligently working on my upgrades on my games, especially my main game. Ever since Supercell announced that there would be no Builder Hall 8 in December, I changed my upgrade strategy a bit and started back in pretty heavy on defense and troop upgrades. Still working on my battle machine, but the focus has changed a little bit now that I know we got some more time. All my games have high-level dropships, except for one. My flagship game is currently upgrading to level 18 battle machine. I'm kind of stoked about that because that means I only got 2 more levels to go. I've also got just baby dragons and bombers left to upgrade, and then all my troops will be done. I've got most of the walls pretty close to level 5. I think I've got maybe 5 or 6 left or something like that. I don't know, but only a few. So I'll definitely have level 5 walls. And on the battle machine, I've been alternating it with the last 6 or 7 defensive structures buildings that I've had to work on. So that's coming along really well too. Supercell's announcement that there would be no Builder Hall 8 or Town Hall 12 this month was actually pretty huge. It completely changed the direction a lot of players were going with their upgrades. And I mean, I got to say it really took the heat off. A lot of players, including myself, were pushing to get that battle machine done because we figured Builder Hall 8 was going to come along with another 10 levels of battle machine upgrades. And man, that's a lot to stomach. So, a lot of us have been pushing really hard to get that done, but now we've got a little more time. And if you look on the forums, if you talk with people, you'll see that a lot of them have kind of shifted gears to working on those defenses again and just general troops. I've been spending a lot of time on the forums, as you might have guessed. Anybody who knows me knows I spend a lot of time there. They actually made me a gaming specialist, which is kind of cool. I got a little blue badge, and everybody says, "Ooh, Knox a gaming specialist." But I'm pretty happy about that. It's fun. I really like talking with people, and giving them tips and tricks and telling them how they can do better with their game, and occasionally doing a gaming assessment, if you will, where I go in and just break it down, take a look at all the things they've upgraded, and give them a upgrade path forward. It's fun, and I think it's pretty cool. If you haven't made it on the forum yet, it's at forum.supercell.com. You go in there, click on Clash of Clan and then General, and you'll see the Builder Bay subforum. When you get in there, take a look at the Builder Bay subforum directory. That is a sticky. It's at the top of all the threads. Within that sticky, we have got all kinds of useful information for both new and existing players. I've put several of my blog articles and videos in the guide section. Tyler has been in there writing all kinds of answers to FAQ type stuff, Q&As. Mexican Bob, who was our fearless leader on putting it together, he's done the same thing. It's just a lot of great information that I think that, really everybody would benefit from, whether you're just trying to boost your game a little bit or you really want to kind of dig in and get under the hood. It's good stuff. It's a lot of really good stuff. We've been talking a lot on the forums about the battle machine and when to upgrade them and how to upgrade them. And most players, including myself, are alternating the battle machine upgrades with lower level defensive upgrades, like for say the 11 through 15 upgrades. What they'll do is they'll run one battle machine upgrade, then they'll run one 2-day upgrade, like a firecracker, for example. In that time, they'll build up enough elixir to do another battle machine upgrade because they had a little bit left over, obviously. And then they'll jump in and do the battle machine, build up some more gold, jump back over and do another firecracker, then back to the battle machine and so forth until they finally get the 2-day upgrades on the battle machine done. If you're still at, like, say, level 5 and you got to do the 1-day upgrades, you could do the exact same thing. It's not like it's really all that different. It's just that, you're going to move back and forth a little more quickly. I'm on the 3-day upgrades, and as I usually do, I save my point defenses till the end, and those tend to be 2-day upgrades. So I've been doing a 3-day battle machine upgrade, a 2-day gold upgrade. I think right now I think I'm working on cannons. Then I would take the elixir I earn and throw it into a troop upgrade. And while I'm waiting for that battle machine, or the cannon to get done in that case, I'll build up enough gold and stack some attacks that I can do another cannon, another 2-day defensive upgrade, and then I jump back to the battle machine again. So it's battle machine, defense, troop, defense, battle machine. And that's been working out really well for me. Like I said, I'm in the process of the level 18 upgrade. So just 2 more to go after that. And that's pretty neat. For those of you who don't know, you can stack your attacks. You get an attack, a series of 3 attacks actually, every 22 hours that can earn you loot. So let's say you've got an attack at, I don't know, noon. And you decide you're not going to do it. You're going to miss that attack because you don't want to attack with your battle machine down, for example. So it'll zoom past that. The timer keeps going. The clock keeps ticking. The next day at 10 a.m., 22 hours later, you've got another 3 attacks that you can do. Well, those 3 attacks will stack on top of your previous 3. So now you got 6. But at that point, the clock stops ticking. Until you do one of those sets of 3 attacks, the clock will not start ticking again on its next 22 hours. But the nice thing about it is you can literally go through, I don't know, 36 hours, 40 hours, whatever, and not use your attacks while leaving the battle machine to do his upgrades. And this works with other things as well on the base. And you don't have to worry about being weaker offensively or defensively, depending on what you're upgrading, if you do that. So stacking your loot attacks is actually pretty neat. Works out really well. A lot of players are also inserting their low-level troop upgrades into this process. What they're doing is they didn't upgrade cannon carts or night witches or drop ships, maybe even all 3 of them. So they've got these upgrades that, are 400,000, 600,000, a million, whatever elixir. And what they'll do is to further manage their elixir along the way as they're doing these other upgrades, they'll do these shorter, lower costing upgrades. The idea behind all of this is to make sure you don't run into any spillage from your storages, because at least for right now, especially not knowing when BH8's coming out, we really want to make sure we maximize the utilization of all of our resources. And you're not doing that if you're spilling it, if you're overflowing your storages. BH8, I think it's around the corner. A lot of us expected it in December before SC announced it wouldn't be coming out. So now I'm thinking maybe mid-January. It just kind of makes sense. That'll give us all the time we need to really get further along in Builder Hall 7. A lot of F2P players will be ready for the upgrade by then. They'll have all their defenses maxed, not their walls, of course. I think on the walls, we're probably going to see maybe level 5 for most of the free-to-play players. The light gemmers will definitely be at level 5, maybe level 6. I expect to be at level 6. I mean, the walls are still the biggest sink for resources. I mean, nothing seems to take more than the walls do, which is really, I mean, it's kind of the pits, but if you manage your resources well at the end, right now, you're getting to the point that you'll be able to do them. I know a lot of us that are free to play or light gemmers are getting to that point in the next couple of weeks here. So, you'll be running walls and troops or walls and battle machine or whatever. I definitely think when you go to Builder Hall 8, you want nothing less than level 4 walls, though. Preferably level 5, but, man, you got to have at least level 4 walls when you go to Builder Hall 8. The other thing I'm a little concerned about with Builder Hall 8 is what that's going to mean for the trophy rankings and where the Builder Halls are. Right now, if you're a Builder Hall 4 player, you may get up to as much as 1,600, maybe a little bit higher, but not much for the max. Builder Hall 5 is, I don't know, maybe a little over 2,000, somewhere in there. Builder Hall 6 seems to come in pretty heavy then, and even the Builder Hall 6 players are maxing out at around 2,700. They can get a little higher if they really push it, but that's where most of them are topping out at, I think. just based on things I've seen on the forums in general. And every time a new Builder Hall comes out, all of the other ones get pushed down in the ranks. So when Builder Hall 6 was released, Builder Hall 5 was, I think the leaderboard was up around 4,000 maybe, give or take. And, everybody got knocked down. I mean, the max loot, which was 3,000, no longer for Builder Hall 5. You were down at 2,500 if you were lucky, if you were a pretty good player. And when Builder Hall 7 came out, the same thing happened to Builder Hall 6. But Builder Hall 5 and 4 got pushed further down as well. So it's not like it's just the top level that gets knocked off its perch. The other ones get knocked down also. Well, when Builder Hall 8 comes out, assuming they don't increase the loot cap and they don't increase the reset point, it's going to be a pretty big hit. I mean, when Builder Hall 7 was released, they did increase the loot cap to 4,000, and suddenly everybody just soared. I mean, just ran up to 4,000 to get max loot. And I think that really eased the pain a lot. So it wasn't that bad on us. But Builder Hall 8, there's no indications, and I don't think anybody really expects Supercell to raise any of those, the loot caps or the season reset. And if that's the case, there'll be no reason to go further than 4,000. And a lot of players are going to get pushed down again. So it's going to be disruptive. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, everything's speculation. I get that. I'm assuming you do too. But I hope that they do raise the loot cap or the season reset or do something like that to kind of ease the pain on the resource flow. Right now, everybody is rushing. Lots of players are rushing. There's not that many people that are trying to max. You can see it in the bases that you go up against on really any of the trophy ranking, any of the ranges that have the trophies. But rushing is definitely the name of the game. We get the occasional maxer type from the main game that comes onto the forums. And usually we end up telling them, yeah, you really need to just rush. And they don't like that answer. The matchmaker episode that I did, I don't know, a week or so back, really stirred the hornet's nest a bit on that on the forum. And a mixed bag of comments on it as well. There's a group of people that really want to play the builder base much like they do the main game. And it doesn't work. I mean, it's a player versus player PvP game, and you want to be as far up and have as many of the new toys as you can to really be able to play it and play it well. And that's just not the same as the classic version of Clash was played. Now, anybody who's played it for a long time, including myself, knows that rushing is the most efficient way on the main game to get to the end game, to Town Hall 11. And there's really no reason to not rush so long as you do it smart. And the builder base is much the same. But there are some benefits to maxing on the main game, not the least of which is the position it puts you in for clan wars. And there are some clans out there that flat won't accept you in if you're a rushed game. But on the builder base, it's not that way. On the builder base, rushing is the name of the game. So much so that I even hesitate to call it rushing. It's just the way the game is played. And people who max or try to max really are penalized. They run into a lot of problems. It's tough. So we usually, like I said, tell everybody, hey, you're better off to rush. And with Builder Hall 8 right around the corner, I think a lot of players understand that, and they're trying to get positioned as best they can now to be able to take most advantage of Builder Hall 8. And that includes, with things like troops, getting your troops to a point that makes sense. We're going to probably shift back to the ground at the beginning of Builder Hall 8. And that means you want to have decent troops going into it. I'm maxing things like the beta minions and the drop ships and the night witches, but I'm also working on things like my rage barbarians and the bomber and boxer giants. So it's all about really prepping for that next level. Well, we're at 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Please subscribe, hit like. Thank you very much for sticking around to the end. Bye-bye, take care, and keep on clashing.